Greetings, everyone. We want to welcome you in joining us for Prayer for the Planet, a Tibetan Buddhist practice to balance the elements of the earth. Today also happens to be a very auspicious Buddhist holiday called Laba Duchen. The effects of positive and negative energy and actions are multiplied 10 million times, giving our prayers even more potency. On behalf of Her Eminence Jetsama Akon Lamo, this prayer event is being sponsored by Kunzang Payu Choling, or KPC Buddhist Temple. Located out of Washington, D.C., we maintain a 24-hour prayer vigil and many opportunities to join us in prayers and meditation, such as a daily Medicine Buddha practice at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a link to our website and virtual temple in the chat pane. This event is free to all, and if you'd like to make an offering or help to sponsor this event and sponsor KPC, we appreciate and welcome your contributions. Also, please see the link. To make tonight easy to follow, we will give instructions throughout the practice, and the text will be shared on the screen. And there's also a link to download if you prefer. The prayers are going to be done in English with some chanting in Tibetan. We also invite you to dedicate prayers to your loved ones or to situations that you have in mind in the chat. And an online usher will answer any questions that you may pose. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ani Rinchen Kondro, a nun at KPC, who's going to give an overview of the practice.
Thank you, Shelley. As Tibetan Buddhists, we practice in order to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. In order to be of benefit to others, we must purify our own poisons of hatred, greed, ignorance, jealousy, and pride. As we practice, using our body, speech, and mind in a pure and focused way, we are purifying the poisons and changing our habit of self-centeredness to one of pure intention and pure perception without the pitfall of clinging. Intention is bodhicitta. What is bodhicitta? Bodhicitta is the great compassion. It's unconditional toward all beings. By engaging the bodhicitta, we are able to focus all of our awareness and energy on ending suffering for all beings. The practice we are doing today is an ancient, long-life practice called Chime Tsog Thig, translated to mean the life essence of deathlessness. This practice harnesses the power of the elements, earth, water, fire, wind, space, and life force, which exist within our bodies and in the physical universe. As we do this practice, we gain mastery over the elements in our body, bringing them into harmony with the elements of the physical universe. And then we hold them in the locket of our heart. In the practice, we visualize ourselves as Amitayus, the Buddha of infinite life, and Sandali, his consort. When we visualize ourselves in this way, we assume a sacred form in place of our ordinary one. Buddha Amitayus and Sandali are practicing in union, which is a display of the inseparability of wisdom and compassion. This practice was first accomplished by Guru Padmasambhava and his consort, the Indian princess Mandurava. Padmasambhava, who is to us Guru Rinpoche, or precious teacher, is the Indian master who stabilized and firmly established Buddhism in Tibet. He and Mandurava performed Chime Tsog Thig practice together in Maratika Cave, which is in present-day Nepal. Through the blessing of Buddha Amitayus, they accomplished the rainbow body. The rainbow body is the dissolution of the physical body into pure light, which empowers one to take any form or no form in order to bring benefit. The practice was transmitted from His Holiness Judjam Rinpoche to His Holiness Pena Rinpoche to Her Eminence Jetsama Akon Lamo Rinpoche. His Holiness Judjam Rinpoche was a great scholar and Buddhist master of the 20th century and supreme head of the Nyingma school. His Holiness Pena Rinpoche succeeded His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche, as the supreme head of the Nyingma, and was also the throne holder of the Paiyu lineage. He is Jetsuma's root guru, and Jetsuma is a contemporary emanation of the Princess Mandarava. The lineage is fresh and pure, which makes it very potent. Before we begin, I want to say there may be many words and concepts that you are hearing today for the first time. Do your best to stay focused on your intention to benefit the earth. That's the most important thing. That's why you're here with us today. And know that as you do your best to it, and also create to be beneficial, we will do in English. As we go along, Ani Tenzin Wangmo will be performing all the ritual duties involved. May all of you here today, all of you, accomplish this very practice. Live a long time and obtain the rainbow body so that you can be reborn in a form to benefit sentient beings. Kompo?
Yes, good evening, and welcome to Kunzan Payo Choling. We're very glad that you are here, and you've chosen to be here with us today on this auspicious 10 million day. As Ani Rinchen mentioned, most of this practice will be done in English, thinking particularly about people who may be joining us who are not familiar at all with Tibetan practice or this practice or the being able to kind of chant in a Tibetan style. We don't want you to worry about that. You can always follow along in the English. As mentioned, the text will come up as we're going along on the screen in front of you. So is to make this as easy and pleasurable as we can for you to engage in this remarkable opportunity. Most of our practice will be in English. There are a few prayers that are really good to do in Tibetan. So we'll kind of go back and forth, and I'll indicate when we're going to be in the Tibetan. And as mentioned, feel free to join along if you like, because the phonetic is given of the Tibetan, and also you're always welcome to follow along in English as well. So we hope that you just stay comfortable throughout the practice. And as Ani Rinchen said, try to stay close to your intention to benefit beings, both yourself and all beings in the planet. So we will begin the first prayer, the verses of the 8 auspicious one, and the second prayer, the immutable 7-line prayer. Both of these we will start chanting in the Tibetan, and then we will continue through our practice in English. So, Om Nansid Nanda Lajin La Dupe Tashi Jagi Sana Jipai Sange Chadange Dun Babe So Kun La Jasa Da Jat Sho Jame Japo Seltem Jab Jab Gan Jambe Gapa Gedrapa Dampa Kun La Gepa Getre Drapa Chen Lupo Tapa Sadrapa Da Nia Sentendam Jet La Granja Bepa Yetzim Seba Serak Drepa Te Sasam Tope Jipe Belwa Dewa Shiva Kela Chasalo Jambal Janu Balden Dojezen Chenre Sevan Jam Jambe Pa Sahi Nepo Dripar Nambar Sel Namke Nimbo Pachoko Tuzan Upal Doje Peka Lushindan Nubu Dewa Rajin Nemaye Chaksen Lena Tashi Pagichu Chanchu Semba Kela Salo Rinchen Do Tashi Shagena
Dejun Bezan Yewan Gamala Nedra Dunda Bunso Babeyu Midnan Galsen Wang Kuloite Rinjin Dakjo Jagi Josenjin Jodu Jowa Junjin Gege Ma Geso No Drenbe Papa We Tashi Lama Jela Jasalo Samba Jembo Zunze Mebu Mekton Dendan Yelbo Dengo Bage Boda Lewan Mizan Namda Sote Laze Koloida Trishu Landa Dandan Chimpewan Relji Jojen Desa Se Sasan Nesu Gele Tashipe Jiten Gewa Jela Zalo Chaja Dende Jewa Sambala Gedan ne wa se wa gonjin ne de dan bambel sandan ye jidru dashi de le bozum se ba shu da ja den de je wa sambala Gedan ne wa se wa gonjin ne de dan bambel sandan ye jidru dashi de le bozum se ba shu da ja den de Jewa Sambala Gedan Nevase Gonjin Dudam Bambel Sandam Yejidru Dashi Dele Bosum Zabarshok.
So we're in the prayer on page 7.
Organ Yulgi Nubjan Sam Pemage Sardan Bala Yatsan Chogi Ngadrubne Pemajane Jesudak Kodu Kandro Manbokor Kedgi Jesu Nadruki Jinjilo Sheksu Sol Guru Pema Sidiun Organ Yurgi Nubjan Sam Pema Ge Sardan Bala Yatsan Chogi Ngodrubne Pema June Jesudak Kodu Kandro Man Pokor Kedgi Jesu Nadruki Jinjilo Sheksu Sol Guru Pema Sidion Organ Yugi Nubjan Sam Pema Ge Sardan Bala Yatsan Chogi Ngodru Ne Pema June Jesudak Kodu Kandro Man Pokor Kedgi Jesu Na Druki Shinjilo Sheksu Sol Guru Pema Sidion.
The next prayer, the prayer to the three kayas, we'll read in English. Emaho, in the pure land of the unelaborate stainless space of phenomena, within the nature of the Dharma Dhatu, beginningless and endless throughout the three times, is the wisdom body free of activity, spontaneously complete great exaltation, whose impartial compassion is like the sky. I pray to the Dharmakaya Lama. I pray to Organ Pema June. In the pure land of spontaneously present great exaltation is the wisdom body of the Sugata possessing the 5 primordial wisdoms. The wisdom body, speech, mind, noble qualities, and Buddha activities, which demonstrates to each being virtuous, diverse acts of compassion. I pray to the Sambhoga Kaya Lama. I pray to Organ Pema June. Into the pure land of the world of endurance, out of great compassion for the benefit of beings, you came using for methods necessary to benefit them. I pray to the Nirmanakaya Lama of the 3 times, past, present, and future. I pray to Organ Pema June. Whatever is seen through the eyes, the outer universe, and the living beings within, however they seem, remain in a state of not grasping to them as real. In such freedom from duality, all things are seen as divine form, luminous yet empty. I invoke the Guru, naturally free of desire and attachment. I invoke Organ Pema June. Whatever sounds are heard through the ears, be they pleasant or annoying, hear them as sounds of emptiness. Remain in that state without judgment. Empty sounds are the Buddha's speech, beginningless and endless. I invoke the Buddha's speech of sound and emptiness. I invoke Organ Pema June. Whatever thoughts stir within the mind, whatever emotion-laden thoughts of the 5 poisons arise, do not alter the mind by tracing the past or anticipating the future. When thoughts settle naturally into themselves, liberation into the body of ultimate truth is attained. I invoke the Guru of intrinsically liberated awareness. I invoke Organ Pema June. May grasping to what seems outer, the world, be purified. May fixation on what seems inner, the mind, be liberated. May what lies in between, clear light, be self-aware. Buddhas of the 3 times, through your compassion, may the minds of all beings like me be liberated. And we'll continue in English. As the Vidyadhara Nuden Dorje saw, you manifested in the past. As the Sugata Mopataye, you will appear in the future. Now you are actually Dragben, the manifest representative of the lotus-born one. Jigtel Yeshe Dorje, to you I pray. So this section, we're making prayers to all the teachers who over the centuries have passed down this path, and in particular this particular text. This Jigdrel Yeshe Dorje is Dujum Rinpoche that Ani Rinchen mentioned. So that's a long life prayer, a prayer of supplication to him for his blessing. We'll continue with the billowing clouds of blessings. Om Ahung. Free. In the Dharmadhatu Buddha field as vast as space, from the palace of the deathless single Tigle, Buddha Amitayus, I pray to you. May I receive the long life empowerment of the unchanging primordial wisdom. In the vast swirling blissful realm of the syllable A, the original all phenomena. In the mandala of the perfect enjoyment of the 4 joys, secret primordial wisdom Sandali, I pray to you. May I receive the unobstructed, naturally perfect long life empowerment. In the realm of the immaculate lotus rays of self-display, in the immeasurable palace of the Nayab lotus light, Buddha Totrantal, I pray to you. May I receive the unchanging and undefiled long life empowerment. In the ever excellent, vast, infinite, and encompassing pure realm, in the palace of the swirling Tigle of inseparable bliss and emptiness, so Mother, so Gyal, at your feet I pray. Long life empowerment of the deathless Vajra, in the undefiled and non-conceptual youthful vase body, in the vast mandala of the all-encompassing primordial wisdom, the Varachana and Dorje Dujam, I pray to you, please grant the accomplishment of the long life empowerment. In the pure realm which displays compassion to tame individuals, karmically fortunate beings, supreme holders of the Dharma teachings, prophesied lineage holders of the transmission, I pray to all of, may the 2 benefits be spontaneously accomplished. The primordial Dharana expanse, the radiant clarity essence, the deathless deities of the mandala, the unobstructed nature, and the Dharma protectors with their retinues, the display of powerful compassion. I pray to all of you, please the great blessings of the long life empowerment. To the root and lineage gurus and the mandala of the 3 roots, supplicating respectfully, may your blessings pacify all obstacles to accomplishing Buddhahood, perfecting the paths of the generation and perfection stages. May this defiled body be liberated into the deathless radiant body. May this mortal breath be purified and ripen into the Tigle of great bliss. Conquering the Mara of this, may the primordial wisdom Vajra be accomplished. By receiving the empowerment of the deathless nature, until the sky is free from interruption, and by attaining Buddhahood inseparably from Amitayus, with the display of unobstructed Buddha activities of compassion. May I be blessed to bring all beings to maturation and liberation. And then the supplication prayer. To the Lord of Deathlessness, Amitayus, and the secret wisdom Sandali, to Padmasambhava and consort Mandarava, to Varachana, Dorje Dujim, and others, awareness holders of longevity, the entire vast array of the three roots, I pray to you, bestow the city of immortality. So having set our attention and supplicated to the teachers who have passed this down, we'll now establish the context for this practice and being able to accomplish this practice with three sections: refuge, bodhicitta, and then the 7-branch prayer. Refuge indicates seeking direction from the path that has worked, the Buddhist path. Bodhicitta, Ani Rinchen described to us, it's essentially just the biggest heart we could possibly have to benefit all beings. And the 7-limb puja generates virtue and purifies mistakes, enabling us to have potency in this practice. So we'll begin with refuge. And again, we'll stay in English. Namo, homage. I and all sentient beings, without exception, as infinite as space, from now until attaining awakening, go for refuge with immense devotion of our three doors of body, speech, and mind, in the embodiment of all sources of refuge, the protector deity of longevity. Homage. I and all sentient beings, without exception, as infinite as space, from now until attaining awakening, go for refuge with the immense devotion of our three doors of body, speech, and mind, in the embodiment of all sources of refuge, the protector deity of longevity. Homage. I and all sentient beings, without exception, as infinite as space, from now until attaining awakening, go for refuge with the immense devotion of our three doors of body, speech, and mind, in the embodiment of all sources of refuge, the protector deity of longevity. And bodhicitta verses, we'll recite these 3 times as well. Ho, sentient beings created out of delusory projections of dualistic grasping at subject and object, who are all sunken in a boundless ocean of suffering, to place them all in great equal taste in the expanse of the deathless, primordially free, youthful vase body, I generate bodhicitta. Ho, sentient beings created out of delusory projections of dualistic grasping at subject and object, who are all sunken in a boundless ocean of suffering, to place them all in great equal taste in the expanse of the deathless, primordial, free, youthful vase body, I generate bodhicitta. Ho, sentient beings created out of delusory projections of dualistic grasping at subject and object, who are all sunken in a boundless ocean of suffering, to place them all in a great equal taste in the expanse of deathless, primordially free, youthful vase body, I generate bodhicitta. And then the 7-branch puja we recite once. To the mandala of the immortal victorious ones, with devotion I prostrate and make offerings to please you. I confess all downfalls and rejoice in all virtue. I beseech you to turn the wheel of Dharma and remain without passing into nirvana. All gatherings of virtue are dedicated in the Dharma Dhatu, the basic space of phenomena. May the everlasting, stable Vajra jewel be obtained. So now we're ready to go into the actual practice. And this starts with visualization. And we visualize in order to find accomplishment, meaning if we can begin to have an idea of what enlightenment would be, we can go towards it. We would know what we're going towards. And so these practices provide us that opportunity to begin to become familiar with that which we're not familiar with now. Jetsama once said, if you, excuse me, if you don't think you can visualize, think of ice cream. Everybody can visualize. And so it's that skill right there that we're going to use as we read this visualization and begin to have the visualization in our mind and in our heart, which for the Tibetans is the same place. So we will visualize in English. 3. In the great pure land, the nature of spontaneously clear light, immeasurable in its display, is a lotus sun and moon disk, atop which one's own awareness appears as the letter 3, which is given right there, from which clouds of light rays emanate. Blazing forth, they perform the two purposes and reconverge, completely transforming into the Bhagavan, the Lord Protector, the awareness holder, Amitayus, Buddha of boundless life. Luminous red, peaceful, smiling as a matrix of marks and signs. His hands are in the gesture of meditative equipoise and hold the longevity vase of deathlessness. He embraces Mandarava, who holds a longevity arrow and a vase. They are both in equal union in great bliss, in the perfect enjoyment body, the Sambhoga Kaya form. They abide within an expanse of infinite, colorful massing light. Above their crown, deathless longevity deities amass like clouds. Within the mandala of the self-arising Vajra body are the male and female longevity holders, the 6 goddesses, the 8 offering goddesses of beauty, and so forth, together with the male and female gatekeepers in union. They are like reflections appearing in a clear mirror. All phenomenal appearances and possibilities are equally pure from the very beginning. Samaya Sattva and wisdom Jnana Sattva are inseparable. All is the great spontaneous perfection. Om Ahung Benzor Guru Pema Ayujana Sarva Mandala Hri Drum Sarva Abhikensa Hri. And if you'll look on the next page, page 27, in the blue box, there is something that may not be recognizable if you're not familiar with this practice, but this is going to be described in our next, the next part of this visualization. Okay, so take a look at that. And then we'll continue. The section is called mantra recitation. 3. In the heart of oneself, as the Lord of Deathlessness, or Amitayus, is a crossed Vajra, in the hub of which is a locket of the sun and moon, marked in the center by a pristine red Hri, a white A, and a reddish-green Nri. These syllables are encircled by the mantra. Light emanates out and draws in the pure life essence of existence and pacification, which is samsara nirvana. This fills one's entire body, and whatever spirit, longevity, life force, and breath that has degenerated is restored. Feel that you obtain the rainbow body, the immortal life of Vajra primordial wisdom. And the mantra that we're going to accumulate together is wealth that is everlasting, permanent, and unchanging. So a line that I almost missed. So the mantra we will chant together is Om Ahung Benzor Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Hri Om Amarani Zewataye Soha. Jetsama also has, to help with this visualization, this is from 2007. So the first visualization, this visualization, she says, the visualization is that from the heart center that was just established, rays of light and blessing go out and are offered to all the directions. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of those 10 directions, and all of samsara and nirvana as well, and it hooks in vitality. So in this, as we are chanting the mantra, the visualization that goes with it is one sends out offerings and hooks in vitality. And that is the basic visualization. So with that, you can make this as simple or as elaborate as you want in your visualization. So we will chant this together, and just for a few minutes, and then we'll go to the second part of our visualization. Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Omarane Zewatanye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Omarane Zewataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Omarane Zewataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zivataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zivataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zivataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha Om Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri Om Amarane Zevataye Soha. Then the second part of the visualization is the recitation of the syllable Hri. And Jetsama says there's a second part to the accumulation on this practice, and it consists of 3 pronunciations at a time of the letter Hri. So the visualization is very potent, and this is extremely important that you can understand it. While you're reciting 3 Hris, you keep on reciting, it sounds like this. So we will do this in, there's a pattern to it, but that's what the Hris sound like. Okay. And as you're pronouncing these Hris from the wisdom Dakini, Sandali's heart, spheres of powerful, potent light go out to the different mandalas or the different realms. And the spheres of light go out, they collect the essence power of each mandala, earth, water, fire, wind, etc. And they bring it back, right? And it comes back into you as you're generated this visualization as the deity. And with it comes the blessing, right? That's how we receive the blessing in this practice. So we'll begin with the first mandala is the earth mandala. It's extremely powerful. If you think what's in the earth mandala, there's iron, gold, copper, silver, granite, turquoise, things that are potent in wealth and value, and things that are incredibly strong like iron, titanium, platinum, etc. They're also the earth. Earth is rich in oil and coal. Think about intrinsic power and the potency of each of these things. So from the heart of Sandali, you're going to send out spheres, or tigles, sometimes they're called, of various colors, and all through the earth mandala, all around us. All the power of the earth is gathered by these tigles, and they come back and come back to us. Right? Right. So you should think while you're doing this that in each and every person, those same elements exist that we're gathering. So you're also receiving the power and potency of each and every sentient being on the planet that contains those elements. These elements we also extract from planets that surround the Earth, from the Kuiper, from meteorites. They all have the same elements. And so we go out even further than the Earth and gather all those, excuse me, as well. Right? Begin with the Earth element. We'll begin chant 3 threes in a pattern. I'll say it that way. So establish your visualization so that you are bringing to mind Amitai and Sandali. And this is going to be the last of the three, and it ends with re. So it sounds like re, re, re. Something like that. We'll do it together. Re, Okay, so that's the next mandala is the fire mandala, and I'm reading directly from Jetsama's description of this, so that you have that blessing. So we continue to recite the Hris as we have done, and think that our world around us, as it is, around us and to the north, there's cold, and there are many fires burning in stoves everywhere. We all know this, and probably over in Mongolia, there are big times of big fires burning. Any place north of here where it's wintertime, we think of that. We think of all exhaust of the cars. We think of the metabolism of every single sentient being and the fire that is natural to that. We think about the earth itself and how over the earth there are hot spots, volcanoes, places where lava come up, like Yellowstone. There's so much of the earth's heat close to the surface. Think of that power. Think of the amazing power that it is all over the earth. Even as we speak now, islands are being born in Hawaii because of the lava and the fire mandalas of the earth that is rising up and creating earth where there was none. And then think about the very center of the earth, which is incomparable in its power. It's like a gazillion atomic bombs going off continuously and at once. It's like nuclear fission model. Then accumulation goes to the sun. The visualization of the sun, even more powerful than the center of the earth, is the sun. It's an atomic oven, basically, with inconceivable warmth and inconceivable power that if we were smart, we could use and all have the power that we needed. And then go into other planets and other moons. And there are other planets and other moons that have hot centers, like Venus is extremely hot. Other planets and other moons have their own volcanic activity. And so you should think that like that. And beyond, think about the Milky Way and the condensed suns and how many powerful, and how powerful that it is, and the uncountable celestial bodies that are suns and groups of suns that are everywhere and inconceivable in their power. And think about all that as you are gathering the fire mandala. You're not only thinking about it, consider that you are actually gathering the power. So the light goes out and we gather the power of the fire mandala as we chant Shri. So again, just kind of recenter yourself in your visualization. This will be the last three. Next is the water mandala. The earth, and think about the ice belt. Think about how much power there is in the water, in all that ice, and think about the power itself in its very nature. If an ice ball were to fall on the earth right now, it would have devastating power. So think about it like that. Then think beyond the earth. There is surely, unless there's a lot of wasted space out there, more water to be found. So you gather all the water of all the universe and every power essence of the water that you can possibly imagine. This you gather to yourself, and it becomes your own power. So we'll gather the water mandala. These are the last three. Next is the mandala, the wind mandala. If we think about our planet, generally the wind mandala moves from west to east. Not always, but generally. And of course, there are many different trade winds and many different kinds of circulation. But in all, anytime there's a storm, there's a very powerful wind. And you all have seen what hurricane force winds can do. There are always storms like that on the earth. Along the sides of mountains, there are incredibly strong, forceful winds. If you think about Mount Everest, there's always an enormously strong wind blowing up the face of the mountain. There are many mountaintop places along the globe that you can stand and feel the true force of the wind. Within each and every sentient being also there's a force of wind. In a subtle and gross level, we have inner winds that are subtle but very powerful, and they're in fact consciousness. We have outer winds known as our breath, and because of our breath, we have energy with which to move. All sentient beings breathe in some form or another, so breath is very powerful. Beyond that, we think of high places, and we think about places where the earth cleaves in such a way that wind comes through very strongly. Think about Chicago, a very windy place. Any place you know. I know that in Hopi Land, it was always very windy. And any place you know from personal experience, think of the power of wind and how the power of wind can run windmills and give us latent power that we don't know we had. So have all of this in your mind. And again, think of the power of speech is all within the wind mandala. Each and every one of us speaks and has power through speech when we're involved in the wind mandala. Beyond the earth, there are extremely powerful winds. There are solar winds. There's some on other planets. Venus is supposed to be just an oven blast of wind. And there are a number of planets that you can look up on your own and find out about them. Neptune, of course, and Jupiter with great storms and long-lasting hurricanes that are there. What an amazing wind power that is evidence of. And then beyond that, throughout the entire universe, there are solar winds and planetary winds galore. So however you wish to visualize this wind mandala is extremely powerful. And each and every one of these mandalas that we accumulate contributes to the elements that are the constituents of a long and powerful life. And wind is like that too. Okay, so here we go. We'll collect the wind mandala power. This is the last three. Now we'll accumulate the space mandala. We're taught that in nirvana and samsara are the same taste, same nature. And in space, we find that to be absolutely true, because we can think that the phenomena in space, yet we can think inherent in all phenomena is space. Where I sit is only an accident of some electromagnetic crazy chemistry that I'm not schooled on, and that I don't fall right through the floor, because on each and every body there is some more space than there is anything else. There is space between molecules, space and atoms. So the mandala of space, which may not seem strong because of our concept of space, is extremely powerful. Inherent in space is the potential of all phenomena, spontaneously arising and spontaneously complete. So space is indeed the mandala from which we all draw. It is said that the great Buddhas and Bodhisattvas can manifest exactly what they need from space. So the space treasury, referring to one of our practice texts, is here. Things can be hidden in space in ways that ordinary minds cannot comprehend. Our teachers have done this, so that there is an indication of the latent power of space. Within us, all the space you need for all the power that you want, only within our bodies and within our mind streams. And within us is all the space you need for all the power that you want, and within our immediate environment. But if we go beyond that and think of the earth, even the earth itself is nothing but space between molecules. Then if we go beyond the earth and look at the universe, and the picture that we understand of the universe, whether we see planets or suns or see empty space, all of it is space. All of it is inherently empty in the way that all phenomena is inherently empty. So indeed, the mandala of space is extremely powerful. And if you want to go a little farther and think a little bit about cutting edge physics, think about the nature that scientists are trying to comprehend of the space around us, and how we have come to understand that there are many different dimensions clustered in one space. They're beginning to understand that, and they call themselves membranes. And it's all very complicated, and I can't explain it to you. But I can tell you that space is not empty, and that emptiness is not full, but that the mandala of space is very, very powerful. So with that conundrum sitting squarely in your lap, we will gather the power of space. And then the final is the gathering of long life accomplishment. So Jetsama is talking, I'm going to, for sake of time, figure out a place to start. So I go to Sopema, where Guru Rinpoche and Mandarava appeared after a great fire in the center of a lake on a lotus in union, perfectly good health. There's accomplishment there too. Beyond that, go to different pure lands. First, we go to Tara's pure land. There are so many manifestations of Tara. You can't only think, oh, we'll go to the white Tara, oh, we'll go to green Tara. We should think that white Tara is the main long life deity in the Tara pure realms. Go to her, and in a secret way from her secret place, you take energy, the long life and accomplishment she offers. Go beyond that to the Kinis and all the Tara emanations, all the accomplishments of Tara, all who remain in those pure lands. From them, you take all the blessings. They freely give it, stealing anything. You're taking a blessing in a secret way. Then you go to all long life pure lands of all the different Buddha families, because there are long life Buddhas and long life practitioners in each and every Buddha family. But of course, especially you think about Buddha Amitayus, who's considered to be the quintessential, thank you, long life Buddha. And think about, again, you're taking the secret empowerment from in a secret way. Then you go to the accomplishment of our lineage for long life. And there's been great accomplishment since the three heart sons of His Holiness Pena Rinpoche are emanations of Migyur Dorje, who's an emanation of Amitabha, who is no other than Amitayus in another form. So we have that good connection here. She's referring to our Tibetan lineage. Think about all the gods and goddesses in long life realms, wherever their accomplishment is, even though it may not be Buddhahood, it may not be complete. They live for thousands of years. They have unfathomably long lifetimes. And so we gather that accomplishment from them and receive that as well. And we think about all long life gods that we know their names of, like Brahma, or even though they may not be fully realized. They are long life gods with immense power and wisdom, and they have the blessings of long life to offer. So we think about all these amazing mandalas and all this long life accomplishment, and we gather it. This time, the visualization is a little more powerful. The red light that goes out from Sandali's heart goes out. They go out like balls of sun, balls of fire, extremely vibrant. And they go out, they vibrate, they shout constantly like bees. Ree, 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 ree. You don't say it like that, but it's like that. You think of that, and you think that each one of them is like takes the secret power and brings it back, and has the strength to bring it back. And as each tigle goes out, they multiply in uncountable ways, so that before you are finished, the entire universe and everything that you can imagine, anything that you can have thought of, is completely filled with these vibrating tigles. And as they begin to come back to you, you feel the empowerment of the rainbow Vajra, the rainbow body, all these powerful life essence forms of accomplishment, deities in whom we can have great confidence. Okay. So you should think, having done this, that you have received every long life empowerment, combined in ways that are unfathomable, where there is no other strong way that equals this to receive long life empowerment. And you should think that everything that Guru Rinpoche and Mandarava accomplished, and indeed they did accomplish the rainbow body together and became deathless beings, that this accomplishment is yours to gather as well. So you should have strong courage. The courage is in this practice. Okay, so we'll do this last mandala, long life. Then the conjoined sun and moon Gao at your heart closes, and the horns on the variegated cross Vajra fold up as the 5 colors melt into and join to the Gao, sealing it. From above, a ruby red 5-horned Vajra stands upright on the Gao, with fire sparks shooting out from the Vajra horns. Consider that the Gao is sealed off and remain naturally in the great, originally pure, indestructible state, free from thoughts or words. We'll recite these vowels and consonants, the purification of speech. E, O, Re, Re, Le, Le, A, O, Ka, Ga, 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 Nga, Za, 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 Nya, Dra, 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 Nra, Da, 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 Na, Ba, 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 Ma, Yara, Lara, Shakya, Sa, Ha, Ja, Om Benzer Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Benzer Sato Tenopa Trista Dido Mebowa Sutta Kaya Mebowa Supa Kaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sarva Siddhe Me Priyatsa Sarva Kama Sutta Me Siddhen Shriyam Guru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarva Tata Gata Benzer Mame Muta Benze Bawa Maha Samaya Sato A Om Ye Dhamma Hetun Trabhawa Heto Tetan Tata Gato Hayawaya Deta Kensa Yo Nidro Da Ewan Bade Maha Shrama Naye Soha. So Shelley will no, we're going to do, I'm sorry. So we'll continue in English, these next 2 prayers. Om The universe and all beings perfectly pure from primordial beginning, naturally perfect as the masses of offerings, are the great illusory display of primordial wisdom. Beauty, laughter, song, dance, incense, flower, light, and perfume goddesses, food offerings, music, and so forth, the billowing cloud offerings of the great gesture, the mandala of great wealth, I offer to the deity of deathless life. Please enjoy in the expanse of great bliss. Please grant the supreme accomplishment of life and primordial wisdom and the long life accomplishment of the rainbow body. Om Guru Vajra Ayajana Sapariwara Vajra Lasya Hong. Om Vajra Male Tram. Om Vajra Gritre Hi. Om Vajra Nritre A. Om Vajra Dupe Hong. Om Vajra Aloke Hri. Om Vajra Ginde A. Om Vajra Nridre Hri. Om Vajra Shapta Ho. The radiant clarity, basic space of phenomena, the uncompounded nature, arising as the deity of the great natural display Rigpa, and performing the unborn and unceasing benefit of sentient beings. I praise and pay homage to the deity of deathless life. By the wisdom intent of the Lord Amitayus, channeling through the wisdom intent of the Mother Sandali, blessing deathless Pema June, I pray to the deathless wisdom holders of the three times, past, present, and future. I pray to Organ Pema June. In the meditation caves of the cliffs of Maratika, at a time when you are accomplishing the wisdom holder of deathless life, the Lord Amitayus blessed you and turned into a deathless Vajra body. I pray to you, deathless Pema June. As I pray to you, deathless Pema June, please bless me, Organ Rinpoche. Please bestow the maturation and liberation empowerment and grant the ordinary and supreme siddhis. Om Ah Hung Benzer Guru Pema Ayajana Siddhi Hung Kri. Om Benzer Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Benzer Sato Tenopa Trista Dido Mebowa Sutakaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sara Siddhin Me Priyatsa Sarva Kama Sutame Siddhin Shriyam Kuro Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagawa Sarva Tata Gata Benzer Mame Mutsa Benze Bawa Maha Samaya Sato So I will turn this back to Shelley. We're going to recite some protector prayers in the meantime.
So I'm going to explain a few more things that are happening as in the prayer room right now as we continue. So currently, Gompo Yeshe and the other nuns in the prayer room are doing what is called protector prayers. These are special prayers to the protectors of the Dharma, and they are guardians of the Buddha's teachings, prayers, and activities. They are powerful, supreme deities who ward off all harm and pacify turmoil. In order to recite these prayers, one has had to have received a transmission. And those people that have that transmission can go ahead and perform these protector prayers on their own at this time. Gompo Yeshe and the other nuns will do so in the prayer room, as I mentioned, and it will take them about 10 to 12 minutes or so. And then after he finishes these protector prayers, we'll do what is called the soak ceremony. And during this soak ceremony, physical offerings are made, such as delicious food and pure drink. Mantras are recited, and we continue to keep our minds very calm and stable in the practice. The soak feast is a celebration. It's kind of like a banquet to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the precious gurus. Jetsama has said it's like taking the feast into ourselves as a blessing in order to honor the Buddha nature that is within each and every one of us. And you're also invited to help sponsor the soak, which is all the offerings, the food, the drink, and the other offerings that are made for the soak. You're invited to sponsor that. And this is considered very meritorious. It's considered to bring positive benefit to those sponsors who make offerings in this way. Also, as part of this soak ceremony, we will hear a very beautiful prayer that's going to be sung by Tara Middleton. And this prayer is called the Soak Lu, which you'll be hearing in a little while. After all of that is complete, we will dissolve all of the visualizations, and then we will conclude the practice. So at this time, as you can see in the prayer room, these protector prayers are ongoing. And you can take this opportunity to relax. You can even stretch your legs, or you can contemplate and focus on your own compassionate motivation and the healing of the planet and the elements that we have just undertaken. Now is also an excellent time to enter the names of your loved ones or situations that you care about into the chat pane and dedicate prayers to those people and events. So now we are going to go back and hear the sounds of the chanting, the symbols, and some of the ritual instruments as we go back into the sound of the prayer room and have another bit of time to contemplate on your own. You'll also see Ani Wangmo, one of the nuns in the background, taking the offerings outside and offering them in that way and she continues with the various activities of the soak. So we'll leave now. We will sit back and take these minutes ourselves as we continue to hear and listen to the protector prayers in the background.
Yamaka home bed on Zenirama home bed ring Jing za bed bed home za Dejana Jagaga Yamani Kira Jamba Yaja Zen Jason Nana Java Jojo Nada Jara Java Janizo Dum Ye Raza Ye Raza Gamakum So Ha Jogana Nanema Janichi Raja She Guna Kama Yaja Java Jason Nana Jojo Se Kuna Sale Badazo Ram Rale Brahma Da Hon Dale Erima Da Kura Maba Joreda Kula Say Jamasa Younger, Chichinada Chirachi, Another Jojo say, Java Jana Diva, no matter Mata, so Ha Hon Jaja get desire, Nagel, Zambala, there's another Jojo say, Java Jana Diva, no Zambala, Zanajai, so Jana Jackson, Rahula, Kuda Dako Shashiba, Shadi Jabanani, Gathers. Just think it is about saying, good on my making a Teman Julia Gale, John under Julia Gale, Jojo say, Javajan, Javaso, Don Rahula, so Donna Judging Company, good on Mama Shashiba, Shashi, Namadan, your veteran Jivan, and Panagana, Sinners and Kamachi, good Avena Jivas, Jojo Doctor Mamma, Ranching and Jangado, Jojo say, Javajan, Javaso, Don Bender Sada Samaya, Zaza, Zada, Navado, General Yason. Mana using Dazunda, Jajaba, Jacinta, Jose, Tajo, Genezo, Doma, Jumachula, Nagarata, Bed, or Yasinam, Ratako, Joda, Juekotaba, Natala Sayana, so Tanzakaba, Joma, Jezela, Manjaka, Noma, Hungry, Benjabaza, Pingarata. Maria Pet, or Jasamaya Potani, Gadakabos, Yayamaba, Chichaka, Gazazagane, Jasangaba, Gazasa, Sevadan, Abajosa, Yawan Johnson, Jovajan, Jebaso, Doma, Benzokili, Memento, oh, Dojajan, Yedama, Kuda Dawanda, Kuda Dakanazo, even under Yama, Chichishawa, Meche, Rensangala, Kuda Jana, Nasaxo, Nasam, Tolico, Disney, Jojo, Jovajan, Jebaso. Om Benja Jamaha Ding Ding So Un Geta Gama Gudaka Gudaka Jagmaso Nevidana Yanda Bujana Mavato De Becha Gula So Chichi Takalo Joji Gano De Baye J Guda Dada Dagan Taka Yamazima Yan Jazan Jojo Java Jene Juba So Doma Aru Hun So Logamane Gabani Gudagala Zebas Sabakio Chana Jara Bubazen, Jazanana Jose, Mato Jovejanezo, Dom Nagarata, Ati Hung. Rivamazana Majora, High Griva, Hula Hula Humbet, Don and Danja, once and Nusa Vabake, Osa Mapa Chogo, Jodo Dene Bagena, Nimanodo Bagena, Sayasana Maman, Pemawane Kanapa, Chatana Bagodane, Pajagoda Mamala, Janabana Zaman, Negadana Zodoze, Zodoza, Zulaje, Bandazamayaza, Zega Mabanasa, Zodoza Zamega, Yamanjaganaze, Danda Damadelazo, Samai, Trishalem, Gay, Barovetudani, Judizana Zaman, Pemawane Kanapa, Tatanaga Gido, Samageda Debala, Dange Gediba. Tuji Wanze gave us a Dadambo, so they so ha, so much about it, Nimano, Shasha, Mabu, Tuji Wanze gave us a Rubid, Bibish, Bialake, and they shot the Buzo, gave us a Gedavani, Jebel, Gala Lakaratoni, Sazamada, Rinabu, Zamadu, to the Gay, Rabbi, Jemanda, Janakana, Kanata, Nakanaka, the Jo, Lamaya, and Nana Jetta to the gas, a Gababa to them, no, to the car, Cousin to the car, Labatana to the car. O Seka Maba Descende, Nema Russian Buddha, Madamaba Yesene, Draba Draba Descende, Natama Salalo, Shababa Jadid, Chajandaba to the Gal, Lama Mama Janga to the La, Chedodan, Nanda never said, Nanda to the Gavel, go to the La de Gavajo, Jagadana, Nalaja, Chono Yasiki, Raragiza, Mazan, Madanzo, Dugaga Gavela, Podosa was in Kyong, Ripama, One Kaya to a check. Yabba well, see a mapa coco double J, so the total one get your name. 3 Pama 1 and Kaya 2 J, Judge and Jabba Yabba well, see a mapa coco double total one get your name. So 3 Pama 1 and Kaya 2 J, Judge and Jabba Yabba see a mapa coco double J, so the total one get your name. So the don't bet no man don't get money on a John do the yes, the days again, I'm a yet another gun, give a lot of Judge about John and Money to the not together, second and Nama, said a Jedi, you're not some so talking. Namasabe gals and make a batteries and gay, either Biba Sugar, Papa Draws, or no condenser, Leba Jedi, and Madame, make a Jedi Jambalima, go to Jedi Jibeli, Bezo, Gather is and Gato Data, and Gats and Gatas, Soto Chono Gasa Gavagan, Gavan, and Debas, not a Jedi, Bazo, Taka, Nava, Jiba, Soto. Siwana Nazajana Yamajabaju Chanda Bada Juj Kang was Udo Ganja Yala Jabai Gam Jabba Jojo Zapaye Chogan Nova Ganek Taki Sama Mala Jubagan Ganja Yala Jabai Samakam Jabba Jojo Zapa Chogan Nova Ganeki Taki Sama Mala Jubagan Ganja Yala Jabai Gam Jabba Jojo Zapaye Chogan Nova Ganeki Taki Sama Mala Jubak Sange Tempe Gabadrin. Nansen Organ Chembo Chonaru Susan Jeba Jebe Ganjela Maye Buta Kyangwa Shashipe Jokan Samanaki Tashi Shukun Benzu Sato Samaya Manabalaya Benzu Sato Dinaba Shusiti Mebawa Sutakaya Mebawa Subakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sarasiri Metriata Sarakama Sutame Sidentry and Goro Hung Ha Ha Ho Bagawa Sara Dadagat Benzu Mamemuza Benze Bawa Maha Samaya Sato. So the next prayer we will chant in Tibetan.
And it's a traditional soak prayer, and we do this 3 times. So soak is the offering that is represented by food, but it's think as offering everything that you could possibly offer while reciting these verses with us.
Oram yam kamo maho so se donya yashe robege so se so tarizen lamadan tensem gyoko neyo neshija pawo kan tenjo gyana dise lonso jogi jubabu gachang amba danse nambasha chinamba jogi yensu jo la doshe la trin tubaso guru dewa da kini gana chakra Utsija balingta kahi kada choye chemboy gombala jwache tep tadru majikan kundan duche kaman pachi teparim gushawe tudan kamra yam kamo maho sose Yeshe ropege sokde sotaridzen lamadan densem gilkone nishija pavo kandro damsen jogyanam dishi lonso icho babu gajang amba damsik nambasha chinamba chechoki yansudro lato she latrin tubaso guru devata kini kana chaka utsicha balingta kahi kada choye chemboy gombala jwache teba Jukan kundan duche kamwan senbachu teparim gushawe tudan kam ram yam kam om maho sose donyo yesh ropege sose sotaritzen lamadan tenzem gyoko neyo neshidra pawo kan donchen jogyana dishin lonso chuk chubabu gatan namba danse nambacha Chinamba jogi yensu dro lagdor Latrin le dubaso guru dewa dakin kana chakra putsa utsicha balingta kahi kada choye chemboigam la jate teba tatu majikan kundan duche kaman sambachi tebarim gushawe tudan
Alala ho. So, Tara, one of our students, one of our community, will offer a devotional prayer, celebratory prayer called the Sok Lu. Tara?
Thank you. Sharge majashinuya bemju magya kordambe chuchula Yodan Ashe Senyo. So Shintula Loman Shinglo Salge Choyunge Sunye Yaki Drize Bomolin Bule Nenpai Yasun Nanda Soe Tendrela Yaju Dildu Lemendun Bedoje Unroy Ngaksa Lama Shupe Chorala Lameshware Magunkyam Rahalju Madan Kandronik Deyot Selgi Jalu Chakodrupe Joshi Shuyu Ja Chako Drupe no Joshi Shin Shu. And now we'll go back to Gompo to finish up the practice. Thank you.
So the prayer for blessings, that's on page 96. We will recite, it's traditional to recite this in Tibetan, and we'll recite it 3 times. There's a tune that goes with it. Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Noju Kunda Dewa Chenpo Shab Parche Kunsa Du Drapo Sa Surwa Debso Jinji Latu So Chinan Samwe Parche Chiwa Dan Samba Lungi Drupa Jinji Lu Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Noju Kundak Dewa Chenpo Shab Parche Kunsa Du Drapo Sa So Jinji Latu So Chinan Samwe Bashe Chiwadan Samba Lungi Tupa Jinji Lo Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Noju Kunda De Chenpo Shab Parche Kunsa Du Drapo Sa Surwa Debso Jinji Latu So Chinan Samwe Bashe Chiwadan Samba Lungi Drupa Jinji Lo. And we'll continue in English. To Organ Rinpoche we pray, grant us without impediment or obstacles arising, favorable circumstances, the fulfillment of our aspirations and attainments, ordinary and supreme. O greatest Lama, all forms are yours, all containers and all realms are yours. May their duration and long life endure. And in the excellence of your great goodness and sacred marks, may we become identical with you in every way. By the power of this prayer and hymn of praise, I and all others, whatever we may be, in every direction on earth, have our poverty, illness, obsessions, and wars pacified. May their holy Dharma and all good fortune increase without end. Now we will do several prayers. The next several prayers are prayers for the long life of our teachers. And excuse me, I'm a little, my throat is dry. So we'll chant these in Tibetan, and then we'll be ready to close our practice. Starting with the long life prayer for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Ganri we ko we shin kandu pendan de wa malu ju we ne chen re ze wan ten zen ja zo yi sha pe ze de ba du ten ju chik rab jan ze ze ga we se sum la Chime to da wan ji dan zing ye chu ki chu ku sa sun shen la te se dan ye se ze pa tu so lo gen sang ye nen pe ren lu ki ke te da na ten pe pe mai zo ju zi chu ki ne ma ne ho ki yon ten chap zi shab ten so san chen on sa nen bo ren lu da Cao zang ge su ge den de pa ge no chu ge shi pan de ge pe ta xin ge wei sa sum ga gu chik om swa ti tu ni shi chi ku kya tu je sem ma se dam zin ye she ru pe sa ju pe wan pe ma ne bu sen yan si chu pi ka chu sha su ga wei len lu san chen na good way no na shab ju ge zu ke le ju pa no ye na dung gi pun ze che me ze zang ge che la ten su pu me dan den ji me zi da yi me shik sham shin che wa ye sang ge kun zan ju gu no wa su se sa da gi mu gu bu
Sapada Sasundan Concho de Petu Sita Mumbai Jindripai Nashi Bagi Sasun Namoishu One Padongi Lanto Tembeso Samchen Jogi Nime Hozeki Juwayiki Umpa Watsewa Nakso Dranja Sela Sawade Kangi Nam the Pei Su Te Jo Pen Jun Le Jula Sumpa Same Se Tu Te Pe Ka Sengi Shape Da Se Sa Trin Da Jin Shuk Ima Ho Do Gen Da Mata Le Shingane Kacho Kadro Sama Jamaka Jaki Lat Mandara Wane Boju La Kalama Juja Kusan Zena Judu Sepeka Akado Zelamo Meto Dron Jilingen Jin La Sawade Seda Rena Seyi Penana Bemakero Gagada Zenge Neyu Shinge Powa Pemaiza Chida Bunja Kendan Dendagi Akado Zelamo Meto Dron Kuzegake Pache Jinsu So Duce Kala Dusun Dazu So Gelten Zinga Belanam Dege Zhao Zhao So Tu Sam Nengan Drelche Mejinga Jilendu Wan Joy Shuk Oje Indu Draga Me Dojeya Jinanga Me Kwanjo Sasunda Dam Jenga So Nalapa Maizo Done Kulau Tendan Tenzengi Chinan Barche Kule Anjushing Junlei Narshi Be Me Lanjute Trail Se Dan Sange Drubai Shuk.
We'll repeat this prayer 2 more times. This is our long life prayer for Jetsama.
Oje Indu Draga Me Dojeya Jinanga Me Kanjo Sasunda Dam Chenga So Nalapa Maizo Done Kulo Tendan Tenzengi Chinan Bache Kule Anjushing Chunle Narshi Be Me Lanjute Drel Se Dan Sange Drupai Shuk Je Indu Draga Me Dojeya Jinanga Me Konjo Sasunda Dam Jengatsu Nalapa Maizo Done Kulo Tendan Tenzengi Achinan Bach Kule Anjushin Chunle Narshi Be Melandrute Drel Se Dan Sange Drubai Shuk O Kunzan Tuki Te Pasembala O Sel Gauchu De We Kujin Be Gawan Bayu Yepse Kupayi Chanchu Chuki Lele Se Pe So Jetsu Nako Lomo Tu Sei Newa Jewa Pema Yun Chu Sel Tu Ten Jedang Gawan Bayu We Te Pa Shindu Tu Be Nyato Shu Gao Ten Nimpo Yinki So Singe De Zen Sam Nyam Pan Yu Se Du Tu De Den La Pe Nam Dang Gandu Pel Tashi Gese Sasum Kagyu.
The prayer to remain firm. Let's read in English. As a single source of benefit and bliss, may the teachings of the Buddha remain in this world indefinitely. And may those of supreme birth who uphold the precious doctrine live long, firm lives like banners of victory. May the lives of the glorious spiritual teachers be firm, and may all the sentient beings, vast in number as space, be well and happy. By accumulating merit and cleansing obscurations, may I and others be quickly placed at the stage of Buddhahood. I pray that the supreme spiritual teachers may enjoy excellent health. I pray for their supreme long lives as well. I pray that their concerned activities may spread forth and expand. Grant blessings that I may never be separated from my spiritual teachers. May I and countless beings without exception, by the root of this virtue, be completely cleansed of the karmic negativities and obscurations of all times, and be liberated into the expanse of the profound Dharma treasury. And we'll conclude the practice starting with dissolution. So the visualization that we generated at the beginning of our practice, some nearly 2 hours ago, will now dissolve. We will read this in English. So this describes it. Ah, The magical expression of originally pure, pristine awareness arises in an unobstructed play as the mandala, within the unbounded great basic space of the Dharma Dhatu. It dissolves openly into an expanse of immutable, unchanging, clear light. This is the deathless Lama, unchanging light of Dharmakaya, without modification, the mind of Samantabhadra. Pema Ayajana Dharma Dhatu. And continuing. Om Ahung. The universe and everything within it is the nature of enlightened body, speech, and mind. In the great play of deity, mantra, and wisdom, I shall act completely for the sake of guiding all beings who are equal in space without exception. Benzer Samati Amako Hang. And continuing, by this virtue may myself and all beings equal to space be completely cleansed of the two obscurations and obtain immortality. May great clouds of virtue, excellence, glory, and abundance of the three times pervade all realms and bring the blazing glory of auspiciousness. So that completes our practice, and we will just recite a few more prayers. These are dedication prayers that serve the purpose of that we can hold on to the blessings and use the blessings in the future to benefit beings. We'll read these in English. By this merit, may we attain complete omniscience and defeat all the enemies of negative forces. From the turbulent waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of existence, may all beings be set free. Through the accumulation of this precious merit, may all beings never be separated from the Supreme Dharma. May they perfectly accomplish the two purposes of self and others. May the melodious beat of the Dharma drum beautify the world. May the propagation of the Buddha's doctrine be ever increasing. May all sentient beings be blissful and happy. May they practice the Dharma through the day and night. May the two purposes of self and others be spontaneously accomplished. From the land of Tibet came forth many lineages to the United States of America. Among them is the great Payo lineage. From that lineage came Kunzan, Otzel, Payo, Chanchub, Choling. May noble Payo and Kunzan, Otzel, Payo, Chanchub, Choling thrive until the end of time and continue to flourish, prosper, and benefit all sentient beings. May 24-hour prayer continue and bring boundless merit and blessings. And the Payo prayer here, the prayer to preserve the Payo tradition, is sung in Tibetan with a tune. Temba Darwa Payugan Garwe Namdru Jamba Gajujin Drese Janju Lamne Julinet Seta Tanyujik. In English, appearance, sound, and awareness are experienced as the deity, mantra, and Dharmakaya. Within this vast expanse of the display of enlightened phenomena and primordial wisdom, through the practice of the great yoga of the profound secret, may we remain indivisible with the essence of the one taste of enlightened mind. In all lifetimes, may I never be separated from the perfect Guru, constantly utilizing the glory of the Dharma and by excellently perfecting all the qualities of the stages and paths. May I swiftly achieve the state of glorious Lama. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout our realms. And in case there are any leftover mistakes, we recite the prayer in 156 once more. Om Benzer Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Benzer Sato Tenopa Trisya Drido Mebowa Sutta Kayo Mebowa Supa Kayo Mebowa
Anurakto me buwa. Sarva siddhi me priyasa. Sarva kama sutta me. Siddhan shriyam guru hung. Ha 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 ho bhagawa. Sarva tata gata. Benzo mame mutsa. Benzo bawa maha samaya sato. So this completes our practice. I really appreciate you being here with us. And I will kind of turn it back over to Shelley.
Thank you again for joining us tonight on this very special evening. We hope you join us again in the very near future. And for some of our regular practices, such as our daily Medicine Buddha practice at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find many opportunities online on our website and on our virtual temple in the chat pane. Also, your sponsorship and offering helps to support the expenses of the soak ceremony and to help us keep the lights on and the prayers going at KPC. Please stay in touch with us by signing up for our e-blasts and our newsletter, and follow us on social media. Please stay well and healthy, and we hope to see you again at our future prayer events. Thank you so much, and good night.